Hi. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to SGDA's Student Game Showcase. We're now with Canorous from UCSC. I'm Jason, once again.
And I'm Megna. And I guess for the team that made Canorous, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sam. So I'm the programmer and artist of this game. And I actually have three more teammates supposedly, but none of them are could make it to this showcase today, it seems.
Yeah, no worries. We understand it's always a little bit hard trying to schedule everyone in. So I guess,
Yeah,
yeah, I guess if you could kind of explain like what your role was in development and also your teammates possibly, if you can.
yeah. So I basically did half of the programming and I did all the art for the game. And so my teammate Easy, he did a lot of the game design part, like designing the mechanics and how things work, and also he did half of the other programming stuff. And the music is made by our friend Franco. He did like the little background music and this, all the sounds. And Jose did the writings and narrative for the game.
Awesome. And then can you explain a little bit about the game?
Yeah. So Canorous, it's a experimental music game where you basically fight um enemies with your voice.
Hmm.
Like you have to connect your microphones and then you can sing to the microphone to like create like attacks that will like deal damage to the enemies. And it's a game that's like completely playable by just microphone alone.
For sure. Yeah, so in that case, why don't I get started? Unfortunately, you won't get to hear my dulcet tones today. I think we'll just keep it to be very, I think, chill for the most part. So let me go ahead and start the game.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry about if it looks laggy on screen for everyone here. Again, WebGL, unfortunately, the way that Chrome has it set up, it's a little weird. So, unfortunately, not super optimized. Yeah, at least for me, from what little I've played from it, and like how, like currently how it's running right now, like it's a really interesting sort of concept. But yeah, it's pretty difficult, I think, to implement the voice control. Although I'm not sure. What's been your experience with the sort of voice control, sort of having to engineer that and everything?
So actually, in terms of experience, we have like no experience in making anything like voice control like this. So this is like our first time like trying to make a game that's like doing any like audio processing. So like for this game, we actually since this game is actually created for like one of the competitions that we participating, so we had like a month time,
Mm.
and then we basically spent like majority of time doing like research. I myself I did a tons of research on like audio processing and
Oh.
then like learning different things about like like FFTs and like all the algorithm for like detecting pitch and since we're using Godot engine, so it actually like we couldn't find much of like pre-made like plugins that already deal with audio processing, so we have to write a lot. Well, we tried to write a lot of things from scratch ourselves. Um, and well, the final product is actually like pretty okay, even though like since we're complete like new to this genre, and then we're just literally learning and making it as we go. So the final product, we like try to cover up a lot of um the audio processing mistake by like like by changing up, like making the gameplay a little like forgivable and adding a lot of particle effects and things. So yeah, that's
Yeah, awesome. And then in terms of the development of the game, do you have any plans on future development or things that you want to improve on currently?
yeah. We so for this game, as I was saying, we're like completely like didn't know what to do with the audio stuff. So I will say the audio stuff is not very complete actually. So our plan was originally to make this game where you have a little more detailed control. Like depends on the pitch or the pattern that you're seeing. It will like use that pattern and then create like kind of like a procedural attack based on that. We kind of have something. We kind of have the system working here, but like the mechanics of it, it's like, well, the voice detection is not very much working. So it detects you're seeing something, and then it kind of finds a pitch from it, but it's not very accurate, and we can't really do the we can't really like rely on it for like very fine detailed control. So I think it's like for a future update, possibly we, you know, if it's possible, we wanna like actually like delve into this again and then make it possible so you can actually use your voice like for like very detailed stuff.
Yeah, gotcha. I think by detail you mean kind of like the special attacks that you can do. Because I noticed when I was playing it, if you held like a note for very long, it'll make a special like holding attack. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so our design was that like, you know, like seeing different patterns will like create different attacks. So well, for this game, I think, um, you know, the symbol, the little symbol that pop up around the circle when you like start singing, those are actually like pitch indicators. So it's like
Oh.
if the current pitch is like a pitch higher than the last pitch or something, or if you like stay at the same pitch. Um, so that indicator is actually what like helps to create the like attacks along with the duration of your singing. Um, and those patterns basically will just spawn like attacks like based on those. For example, if you have like one of it, it might just be a little circle. But if you have like, you know, three of it, then it might be a yeah, the duration like will create different type of attack. So if you have three of it, it might be a little like wavely bomb thing we call it. And then if you have, you know, all of it, then it will like shoot out like a laser beam like that.
For sure, yeah. I'll speak a little bit more just
Yeah. Well, I guess in terms of the game itself, what parts of the game are you really proud of in terms of how it came out to be currently?
I think I think really like we being able to like kind of make this audio system working from like scratch, it's I think it's pretty it's something we're really proud of. Because usually people like spend like a lot of time like doing research on this, and not a lot of people will just like make it from scratch like for a jam or for a competition, but we actually kind of managed to do it a little bit.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Like I know when I was playing, I was like, this is so impressive
oh, yeah.
because audio is like a whole different field of like game design, and trying to implement that into game design was is definitely ambitious. But I'm very interested in how this turned out because I think it's pretty good.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
And I guess in terms, since we're getting close to the time when the stream, then we'll have to move on to our next panel. Do you have any advice for people who may want to like start in trying to get into like these audio specific games, or in in game development in general? Like, do you have any advice for anyone new?
I think in terms of advice, since I'm still a university student, so I think it's probably take as much like classes of different like categories as possible. Because a lot of like the technical stuff, like for making this game, is like also delve into like the audio, like music theories, and like a lot of the other stuff that I wish I have like knew before I make this game. So I think like taking classes where like just learning about all the different categories of stuff, like not just like game related stuff. It's definitely helpful, like in the whole.
Awesome, yeah. And then in terms of like the music aspect, so you would recommend kind of learning more about that in terms of music theory, or is that something you would do different? Like
Yeah,
if you were to
that's
have it?
like. Yeah, we were actually like thinking something about like originally we were also thinking about if we want to do like music processing, like it will actually like we want to use like AI to like recognize music and react it differently based on like the emotion of the music or something, but it ended up being like too ambitious, and then we have to cut it a little bit. But I think definitely, yeah, for like music related stuff, sound related stuff, I think knowing like have a good understanding of music theories, or is like reading to a lot of the music theory related stuff is definitely helpful.
Hey, awesome. Jason, do you have anything to add?
No, I think not in terms of questions. This is just a really, I think, unique system, and it is definitely, I think, very difficult to implement, especially in like an engine which I don't think has any sort of set plugins for it. So it's definitely something that I've not seen before. I think is very unique.
Yeah, I also think like the design behind the enemies also, it was really interesting, kind of having them not directly attack at first, but kind of move around, like the little like star bullet things. I found that very interesting when I was playing it, because I was trying to figure out how to time my singing with the attacks.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Do you have anything else you wanted to shout out, or anyone or anything to shout out before we move on?
I think I should just give a shout out to my teammates. And they're great, and then sadly none of them could make it today. But yeah, they all like did a great job for this game, and also I want to give a shout out to our kind of student studio called Unsame Studio. If you like saw us, you should like follow us around places on ETO. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And I think on Unsafe Studio, I think the studio submitted a couple games to the showcase. So if anyone is interested in seeing more of Unsafe Studio's work, they're up on our itch. Yeah. So that is Canorous, and that is the end of Showcase Block C. Thank you so much for coming and showing us this game, because it's honestly, like, I think it's such an interesting system.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. The next video that we have next coming up is the Community Organization Spotlight with Rad Magpie with Dana Steinfeld. So we'll see you then, and we'll see you in the next Student Showcase Spotlight. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.